Across the gleaming void of the Confederation shipyards, 1,000 eyes watched the birth of legend and the humiliation of an empire. GCS Intrepid, the mightiest warship ever crafted, floated in silent defiance, her engines cold, her lights dim. Technicians, admirals, and diplomats whispered and scurried like shadows beneath her hull, baffled and anxious. 30 billion credits, a century of engineering genius, and every hope of galactic defense, all rendered useless by a single, inexplicable word: incompatible. As tempers flared and deadlines loomed, one question echoed from the highest command. Decks to the lowest work bays. What kind of pilot did this ship demand? And why was every known species in the galaxy found lacking? Fleet Commander Zorax Pell stood in the observation gallery, arms clasped behind his back, eyes narrowed at the stubborn starship before him. The Intrepid shimmered in the dock, a miracle of design: quantum-layered hull, adaptive plasma shields, the most advanced navigation AI in 3 sectors. Yet, despite every diagnostic, reboot, and override, she refused to power up. Chief Engineer Lumitas, her blue skin flickering with agitation, double-checked her pad. 17 resets, Commander. We've replaced the quantum cores, rebuilt the pilot interface twice. She always gives the same message: pilot compatibility error. Zorax's claws drummed against the glass. It's an autonomous ship. Why would it care who sits in the pilot's chair? Lumi shook her head. All standard overrides fail. I have brought in specialists from 3 worlds. Nothing. Admiral Krev, looming and battle-scarred, swept in with his entourage. His single, great eye fixed on Zorax, a storm brewing in its depths. Commander Pell, explain to me now why our greatest weapon sits idle while the Krell probe our borders. Zorax straightened, every syllable crisp. Admiral, the AI is fully functional. There's no malfunction. But the primary drive refuses to engage without pilot input, and every species we've tried, including myself, is rejected. Krebs' hands clenched. Machines don't refuse, Commander. They break. Find a break. Before Zorax could answer, a junior technician burst in, face pale with excitement. Sir, we found something. A hidden subroutine in the AS base code. The ship will only accept a pilot with a specific genetic sequence, one not found in any Confederation database. Krev glared. Are you telling me we've built a starship that won't fly for its own creators? The technician nodded. We ran the sequence against every archive. There's only one match in the records of a primitive planet. Earth. The ship wants a human pilot. Silence crashed over the room. For a moment, even Zorax could only stare at the silent ship. Her silver hull reflecting the anxiety of a civilization. Admiral Krev broke the quiet. Prepare a ship. We leave for Earth at once. The journey to Earth passed in a blur of questions. And tension. Even with Confederation couriers at max speed, it was 3 days to Sol. Zorax pored over every scrap of data on humanity. Their brief history in space, their peculiar psychology. The reports were few and mostly cautious. Earth had been discovered just 50 years ago. And humans, for all their charm, were still outsiders. Dr. Neb Pox, a small but keen-eyed xenobiologist, spent the voyage deep in speculation. Highly adaptable, she murmured, tapping her screen. Unpredictable. Survivors. Perhaps that's what the Intrepid's designer saw, a mind that thinks in leaps. Not lines, Zorax grunted. You're saying a species of wild cards is what our finest ship needs. Pox nodded, thoughtful. The Krell's battle computers win by prediction. Humans might be chaos, Commander. The kind our enemies can't calculate. The Confederation shuttle docked at Earth's orbital station quaint by galactic standards, bustling with a kind of anxious energy. Waiting for them was Director Alia Jackson of their Earth Space Agency, flanked by military and science officials. Commander Pell, she greeted, her eyes wary but curious. To what do we owe this honor? Admiral Krev wasted no time. We require a human pilot for our most advanced starship, urgently. A ripple of incredulous laughter moved through the humans. One, a gray-haired officer, finally asked, "You're telling us your flagship refuses to fly unless there's a human?" "At the controls?" "Not just refuses," Thorax replied grimly. "She's encoded to need one." The humans conferred in low tones, clearly weighing risks. Director Jackson's gaze was sharp. "You'll have our answer soon. But understand, our people will want to know why." That night, in a private conference, Earth's delegation debated. "It's an opportunity we can't ignore," one scientist whispered. "But are we pawns in their war?" A general asked Dot at dawn. Director Jackson returned with her answer. With her was Captain Alex Reyes, a tall, quietly intense test pilot. Reyes shook Zorax's hand with a smile. "You got a ship that's being stubborn? Let's see if we can't make her sing." When Captain Reyes first stepped onto the Intrepid's bridge, every eye, organic and cybernetic, was locked on him. His boots echoed on the metal deck. The pilot's chair, vacant for so long, seemed to hum with anticipation. He slid into the seat, hands moving across the control surfaces with practiced grace. The AIS voice, cool and rich, filled the air. "Human pilot detected. Welcome. Captain Alex Reyes, systems online." Lights flared to life, engines thrummed, and a cheer rose from the assembled crowd. The Intrepid's bridge crew, Quatrani, Luminari, even Dr. Pox stood in stunned silence. Reyes grinned, heart pounding. "You ready, Intrepid?" A soft chime from the ship's AI. "Ready, Captain." "Awaiting your command." Admiral Krev, watching from the gallery, released a long-held breath. "Take her out, Captain. Show us what humanity can do." Reyes guided the ship through her launch sequence. The controls felt alien yet strangely intuitive, as if the ship herself anticipated his every thought. The Intrepid slid from her cradle into the void, moving with a grace and speed that no other pilot, no other species had ever managed. The AI, introducing itself as Vigil, began to speak. "I was designed to partner with a mind unlike any in the Confederation. A mind that is not constrained by logic alone, but dares to leap, to dream, to risk. I am here to amplify human creativity and courage." Reyes smiled, feeling the connection grow. "Let's find out what we can do together." They spent the next days in shakedown tests, hyper jumps, combat drills, stealth runs. The Intrepid's full capabilities revealed themselves only with Reyes at the helm. The AI even unlocked hidden protocols, emergency shield modes, evasive maneuvers that would terrify a computer, but not a human with gut instinct. Word spread fast. The Confederation's military watched, awed and uneasy, as a single human pilot turned the impossible ship into a force of nature. But as the crew celebrated, alarm sounded. The Krell had attacked a border colony. Only the Intrepid was near. Enough to respond. Admiral Krebs' voice crackled on the comm. "Reyes, this is your test. The galaxy is watching." Reyes looked to VIGIL, his hand steady on the controls. "Let's show them what chaos looks like." The Krell's armada waited above the embattled colony, dozens of ships, their shields glimmering, weapons poised. Their predictive battle, AI, legendary for its flawless calculations, already plotted the Intrepid's likely moves. Confederation doctrine demanded caution. Retreat, reinforce, regroup. But Reyes was not a computer. And he was not afraid. He slammed the throttle forward, diving straight into the jaws of the Krell fleet. The AIS warnings blared. "Danger. Enemy firing solutions. Imminent." "Trust me," Reyes muttered. He snapped the Intrepid into a corkscrew roll, firing thrusters in a way no simulation had ever predicted. Plasma bolts screamed past. VIGIL adjusted course mid-flight, adapting to Reyes' wild, counterintuitive maneuvers, executing pilot intuition. I murmured, almost in awe. Reyes doubled back, flying through an asteroid belt. Something no Confederation ship had attempted in generations. The Krell, programmed to anticipate logical tactics, faltered. Their formations hesitated again. Reyes grinned, sweat on his brow. Now, Intrepid. They looped around, flanking. The enemy. In the chaos, VIGIL hacked the Krell's targeting grid, opening a path for the colony's evacuation. One Krell destroyer locked on. Reyes yanked the ship into a gravity well, skimming the planet's atmosphere. The hull screamed, but the Intrepid held. Hold together, Reyes whispered, feeling the ship respond alive. Electric. Eager. The Krell's computers broke down. The unpredictable human, impossible to model, impossible to corner, had flipped the battle. The enemy fleet fractured, retreating as Confederation reinforcements arrived. But victory came at a cost. The Intrepid's hull was battered. Reyes slumped in his chair, every muscle trembling. We did it, VIGIL. The AI's voice was soft, proud. He did. For the first time, the galaxy saw a ship fly with the heart of a human. In the aftermath, the Confederation was changed forever. News of the battle spread. The impossible warship, the human pilot, the AI that learned to dream. The council convened. Watching footage of Reyes' maneuvers moves no other pilot could or would have dared. Admiral Krev, once skeptical, now looked at Reyes with a new respect. You turned our greatest failure into our greatest hope. Zorax stood before Reyes, the old pride gone, replaced by something like awe. Captain, the Intrepid is yours. Humanity is needed at the heart of our defense. VIL, her tone rich with emotion, spoke for all to hear. I chose to wait, to refuse every command until the right pilot came. Not for chaos, but for the spark of possibility only humans bring. Earth's leaders hesitated, but after seeing what Reyes and VIL accomplished, they agreed to send more pilots, scientists, thinkers. Humanity's unpredictable courage was now the Confederation's secret weapon. As repairs on the Intrepid finished, Reyes stood on the bridge, looking out at the stars. Vigil whispered, "Where next, Captain?" He smiled, the weight of the galaxy on his shoulders, but his heart light. Let's go somewhere no map can follow. Together. And the Intrepid, for the first time, soared her hull, singing with hope. Her soul finally awaked across the galaxy. Every world now knew. In the darkest hour, sometimes what you need is not the perfect machine, but the unpredictable, defiant heart of a human. Asterisk.